All right, there was a lot there, and we are going to get everybody's thoughts on it. There's some commentary during the time. He spoke for about 26 minutes. He packed a lot in there. He had a lot of, I would say, divisive statements. And then at the end said there's nothing we can't do if we don't do it together. So there's unity, I guess, at the end. So much to talk about. Jesse, you were the one who was silent during the thing, and now I'm dying to know what you're thinking.
He's an angry man. He's a bitter man. He's humiliated by the Afghanistan situation. He's upset with the economic recovery where it should be, but it's not. So he's taking that anger out on the unvaxxed. He's targeting 80 million Americans who don't trust him, don't trust the media, for good reason. Country's been lied to for 3 decades. Why would you trust a politician or the media telling you anything? And instead of uniting the country against this pandemic and against China, because that's where it came from, he's trying to divide the country against itself for political exploitation. You know who people trust? They trust their doctor. So instead of doing all this crap that means nothing, give the doctors the shots. Have the doctors in private practice shelve the shots. They can stick these things in people's arms. You can get rid of all that other mistrust when you do that one thing. He's obviously poll-tested mandates, never said mandates. It's requirements now. That's the new word to look out. The federal government mandate's very interesting. So there's about 2 million federal government employees. Let's just say 70% are vaxxed. So that's 500,000 that aren't vaxxed. He's going to fire 500,000 government employees for not getting the shot. If he does that, he's the greatest bureaucratic reducer. I would call him a conservative. Yeah. I mean, he gets rid of 500,000 federal employees. Wow.
Jobs get filled.
Yeah, that would be a big deal. The other thing, if you have more than 100 workers at your company, you got to jump through all this red tape. They're going to fire people to get to 99. You don't do that during a labor shortage, and it's just going to create a lot of turmoil in the economy. He was also speaking to these vaccine extremists. You know, these people that have the 2 shots, they can't wait for their booster. They wear a body condom when they leave the house. Still living like it's spring 2020 in deep quarantine, afraid to go to the grocery store. He's telling them, I'm on your side, right? It's these nasty, unvaxxed masses. These are the people that are hurting us. And then he says if the economy doesn't recover strongly enough, it's their fault. He's already set up an excuse that if this thing doesn't work out, it's their fault. He goes, we've done our part. Federal government, quote unquote. And then he lied and said governors are discouraging vaccinations. That's a bold-faced lie. Not a single governor has said that. And basically declared war on Abbott and DeSantis. So you guys better be ready. He's coming for you. This is his mission accomplished moment, cleanup. When he said we were free from this in July, now he's backpedaling. And if he gets away with this power grab, he's going to be bloodthirsty. Imagine what he thinks he'll get away with next.
All right. Great thoughts. I'm glad we came to you. Greg, one of the things he said is, many of us are frustrated with the 80 million who aren't vaccinated. True. I'm sure that they see. True. No, I'm just saying.
I live with
they've
one.
seen that.
No, that's. I almost swore.
Yeah. You do hear. I mean, you do hear that.
No, you hear that from the media. You don't hear.
Well, people they're interviewing.
Please. What a unifier.
Well, my question was this. Is that speech going to persuade any of those 80
it doesn't
million?
persuade anybody. No. The great unifier is saying that all those are vaxxed are mad at those that aren't. So this is not true. It's all there to just gin up more animosity and cause division. Basically, he said the unvaxxed are the new terrorists. That's what he did. Like, he showed more anger towards that 80 million, this amorphous 80 million that he actually won't specify what constitutes the 80 million, which is kind of interesting. But he showed more anger towards them than the orderly and kind Taliban, right? The very business-like. He also lied. He lied so much. And he was basically, this whole thing was he was blowing his own horn because he blew it in Afghanistan. This was his way to show that maybe he is competent. So he had to gin up the fear. It was an interesting little game of saying everything's great, but it could just totally go to hell in a minute.
And it wouldn't be my fault.
And it wouldn't be my fault. It's these other people's faults. And then he's comparing the past, like before he got there to now. People have to remember, this is a guy that said, don't trust the vaccines.
Yep.
That's the guy. The same guy who said that is now saying people who say that are publicly dangerous or endangering public health, or blocking public health was the word that he used. He talked a lot. I think the thing that bugs me most about it is that he found an easy target. And it's a target that the media likes to punch. It's a punching down thing, but he won't say who they are, right? And I don't trust anyone, especially him, who says, the only way to get back to normal is to do X. But they keep changing X because on how it affects them politically. So his government said, we're not doing mask mandates as much as like 3 weeks ago. Yep. I'm sorry, vaccine mandates. That changed. And now he has basically created unlimited power. He has unlimited power. He can have private businesses fire employees.